Hi, I'm Gabby LaRue, musician of many instruments, composer, producer and studio owner in the South African music industry. Some of you may have heard me refer to collective culture. Many have asked me, what do you mean by collective culture? Just a few words to bring some clarity to the subject. In a country like South Africa, with a very, very big border, the southernmost country in the continent of Africa, we have 11 official languages. That means essentially 11 separate little sub-histories. Some of those languages are part of bigger groups like the Nguni group, where you've got isiXhosa, isiZulu, Swati, etc. But the point is, as South Africans, we embrace all of those cultures. Whilst as individuals we may be more historically connected with some of those languages and cultures individually, but as South Africans, we have to embrace elements of all of those cultures. There's many of those things culturally that language groups or community groups share. For instance, braaivleis, pap. These are the type of things that are South African, uniquely South African. Even the words describing, if you say braai in any language in South Africa, everybody understands what that means. Lobola, we all know what lobola means. Lekker, sharp. These are cultural expressions that all South Africans can identify with. Now, some of those words become more culturally known or cross-culturally known, like skorokoro or eintlik or marawai. But at the same time, it speaks of a deeper identification with a larger culture. And that culture is a collective culture called South Africanism. That goes through to our music, the art that we express ourselves with, the fashion, and also our love for sports and for food, and even politically or ideologically. We express ourselves more and more as South Africans. Why is that so important? In the international context, there's an economic element that we as South Africans need to understand and embrace. Whilst the West and countries like America probably own the lion's share of global media. Now, global media, the way it impacts on us as consumers, as media consumers, people who watch television or listen to radio, particularly the younger ones, the new generations, as they get born, they grow up, they become more aware of their life world, and they see it through the media. They become exposed to that. It is so easy for the cultures that dominate that media to infiltrate the cultural awareness of societies and individuals around the world. And us, as South Africans, we have been subjected to that for many, many decades. For centuries of colonialism, and more recently for decades of apartheid. Yes, we've been emancipated politically for 24 years. Economically, the status quo is still pretty much the same. And culturally, I'm afraid to say we have not made much progress in getting our own economic establishment of our South African culture. The world is ready for it. Ladysmith Black Mambazo, they still get a Grammy every year. Yet, you don't hear them much played on radio in South Africa. We don't revere them as our champions. Why not? Why would the world make them their champions? Representing South Africa, and us, as South Africans, it's just another Mbube Katamia group. Ladysmith Black Mambazo, we all know. Paul Simon made them famous. It took an American to bring the world's attention. Us, as South Africans, it's time we embrace our collective culture and take it as an export commodity out to the world, where we can see the benefits of our culture, work for us as a nation, flying our flag and economically benefiting us all around the world. The same way as Zoba the Greek benefits the Greek culture, the Greek economy. all the American artists, Bruce Springsteen, born in the USA, Puff Daddy, you know, Jay-Z, Beyonce, massive industries around the world, on YouTube, on Facebook. We get exploited without making a cent. Yet, the world is ready for our collective culture. Do you see it? Do you get it? When you're living in Cape Town, even as a white person, can you identify with the elements of the Khoisan culture? Even as a so-called brown or colored person, can you reach out to the cultures of the Xhosa? Can you reach out to the culture of the Khoisan, even if you don't have those roots? Can you reach out to the Malay roots? In Gauteng, KZN, can you reach out to the Indian culture? In Gauteng or in Limpopo, can you embrace Venda or Tsonga culture? It's time we see the economic potential of us as a South African collective culture. Thanks for indulging me. Give that some thought. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.